So, last Friday, I was over at my neighbor's house. He's cleaning out his garage, and he was showing me the progress he was making. And I saw this giant box of old cameras there. I said, "Oh, I said, "What are you doing with these?" He goes, "Oh, he goes, I had these, back from when I was a kid. Some of them, of course, a lot older than he is. But I said, "Well, what are you doing with them?" He said, "I don't know." As I told him, I said, "I love these old cameras." I said, you can still get film for them. 120 film. You can load them up, re-spool them, or trim down the spools to fit some of these 620s. And I said, I like to take them to car shows and old places and old buildings and things like that. Take pictures, kind of fun. And back in the days before Instagram and all that junk, well, if you wanted an old-fashioned photo, you either had to know how to use Photoshop or just get an old camera. These pictures that these things give are pretty unique. So anyway, I haven't even got a chance to look at it, but so I told him about that, and he goes, "Oh," he goes, "You know what?" He goes, "Take the whole thing." So it was like awesome. Now it's covered in some kind of disgusting stuff here. I think it was transmission fluid. I'm not really sure whether it spilled onto the box because some of these don't look like they're covered in anything, but this box is obviously disgusting and soaked. So we'll take a second and take a look at what we have here. Let's see. Macy Associates 120 flash. Most of these, they're pretty dusty, but they're not that bad. It's got a little viewfinder on it. That's cool. Oh, strap's in good shape. He said he used to play around with cameras when he was a kid. So I guess that would be back in the 60s. That's neat. So I haven't really done anything to take a look at the research as far as how old these are. Some of them I recognize. Alright, so we got one nice one there. This one looks cool. This looks like it's from the 50s or so. Kodak. Got a flash. I think I've got this same midget flash holder. It's not that dirty. Kodak Duoflex 3 with a Kodak lens. Vinyl looks like it's in great shape. Yeah, 620 film, of course. Some of these you can actually, I've found you can put a 620 cartridge in really without any, or spool in there without any trouble at all, or 120 spool in there without any trouble. And then others, I find that, yeah, they you cannot, even with a trimmed down 120 spool, it will not work. Looks like the same. Oh no, this is a Duoflex 2. Okay. So yeah, we got a Duoflex 3 and a Duoflex 2. This one actually has some adjustments on here. Yeah, look. It's got a Kodar lens. Focal distance, I guess. Bright sun, hazy sun. Bright sun on snow or sand. Aperture setting there. Yep. This one's a little dirtier on top. This whole box stinks like an old garage. Smells like mold. Still though, yeah, a little moldy in there. I've cleaned worse cameras though, so this is nothing. I've brought way shittier looking cameras back. Like that that one I had a video of last time, that Kodak. Now we got a Brownie Target 620. This is an old one. Oh, that looks cool. Sort of an Art Deco looking thing. Late 20s maybe? Just going by the design. Yeah, look at that. Mechanically still works. Let's see. This one have a lock on it though. Figure that out later. Here's another. This has got to be the biggest box camera in this box. Wow, this looks cool. An Agfa Sure Shot. Wow, look at the size of this. Uses D6 Agfa film. That might be 120. D6 Sure Shot. I know AgFest sort of called it their own thing for a while. Yeah, that's a huge spool. That's got to be 120. Well, that's cool. That means that one I can use without any trouble. The 620 ones are a little tricky because if they require cut, you know, the spool's cut down or one of them I have, you have to re-spool. Then it's time consuming when you're out someplace. Let's see, we got a Kodalite flash holder. I think I've got one of these too. And look at this. An Argus 75. This was among one of the very first, this one's got that a little grease on it. This was among one of the very first cameras I ever used to actually take pictures with. Yeah, it's transmission fluid, a little oil on there. Yeah, I would say probably my Argus 75. I have one just like it in the same case. Somebody gave it to me, I think it was in the early 2000s. And I found out that you can actually get film for the thing. I went out and shot some pictures one day after a snowstorm, and I've been shooting pictures on old cameras and old film ever since. Of course, it's expensive though, as I don't develop it myself. And we got a classic here, a Kodak Brownie Hawkeye flash model. This is a Bakelite camera. I had one of these when I was a kid, so 28 years ago or so. I think I got one of these at a junk shop for a couple of bucks. Not even realizing in the 90s that you could still get film for these, and not even realizing that in the 90s you could still get 620 film for these, which I had no idea. And when I was a kid, I just sort of assumed that, yeah, you can't, I didn't see the film on the shelf in any drugstore I went in, so I figured it wasn't available. That's cool. I'd love to get this one working. This is a classic camera. And then we got something else here. This is definitely not a, yeah, I guess that, maybe I think the oil got on this case because it looks a little darker than it should. This is probably not a 120. Wow, this is neat. Kinax 3, it says. Oh, and it's got a size setting. Awesome. 6x9, 6x6, 4x6. Let's open this up. Oh! That would be the viewfinder. Okay, how do we... I used to have some old cameras like this, but none of them were that nice. Okay. This has got to have something to do with it. Yeah, maybe? No? Yes? I guess not. Let me open this darn thing. Okay, that was... Oh, maybe you press this while there. Oh, there you go. Oh God, what the hell was that? Jesus, I think this thing just went flying out of there. That's probably not good. Okay, so this one may need a little work. And I'm not sure what type of film it takes. Made in France. Okay. So that may go to that. How do you open the film door? Oh, slide this down. I'm always worried there's going to be film in it. Oh my gosh, it's written in French. Let's see. Kinax, made in France. Employee la bobine 6x9 axe redo it. Okay, Monsieur. Well, I still don't know what that takes, but looked like it was different than 120. No, maybe it takes 620. Yeah, that might be 620. It's pretty narrow. That spool diameter. And look at this. It's got a couple of flash bulbs covered in transmission fluid. Some nice evidence. Get this disgusting box out of here. This is a flash for one of the cameras. Oh, maybe for this one. Yeah, cool. Wow, look at that. That's awesome. And we got another flash. Huge Kodak Duoflex flash holder. So is that for one of these Duoflexes? What is it attached to? Is it attached over here somewhere? It looks almost, yeah, this got it. Yeah, hooks onto that pin. There we go, cool. That's an interesting one. I've never seen one that's directly on the side right next to the lens like that. Usually they're stand-up type. Wow. Oh, and we got an old-fashioned tripod. Cool. Well, line these up here and take a final look at what we've got here. These are going to need some cleaning for sure. And this is probably for this. I love it. It came with all these flash holders. I've actually used one of these at Christmas one year with my Argus 40. And boy, those things are intense. Blended the hell out of my family. So there we go. Pretty cool for free. I gotta get these all cleaned up and take them out shooting. All right, that's it. See you later. But wait, there's more. I totally forgot about this one. I pulled it out of the box the day I got it and left it in my kitchen. Probably the coolest looking one out of all of them, I think. This is a Brownie Flash 620. And this is just a really neat looking little camera. And I haven't actually figured out how you get it open. You know, obviously there's a lock here and stuff, but I don't know how it comes apart. But anyway, this is a really neat looking one. Obviously runs on 620. And it's got a little, I don't know what this is here. A little flip up thing. I'm not sure what that's for. It's got, let's see, a slight lens adjustment there. Oh, it's actually, yeah, it's got a little telephoto lens that flips in place. So it's a little, just a little bit above your basic point and shoot. Terminals for flash there. Actually, it's got a lockout for the shutter, which is kind of handy. So, anyway, just figured I'd throw that last one in there. Because, oh yeah, and it's got a little viewfinder. But I figured I'd throw that last one in there. I totally forgot about it. I think this is the coolest one, the coolest looking one out of all these. So all in all, what do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cameras for free. That's pretty good. And honestly, they're dirty, but they're not that bad. I think most of them I won't even have to take the lenses apart because they're clean enough. So anyway. That's the score from just a chance of going over my neighbor's garage and when he was throwing stuff away. So glad I happened to be at the right place at the right time. All right, that's it for real this time.